I think all of the marbles are on the line right here. This is the battle to end all battles.
I love the battle for LA.
It always delivers. What can you say, and what more could you ask for? We're about to find out.
Oh dear.
Valiant firing on all cylinders.
Agility's put the counter down. Big Goose, the blaster in the face of an ulting Genji. Gladiators will not be denied. But the Valiant, what a comeback!
Two hometown favorites going toe-to-toe.
I don't need to tell you to make some noise.
I think you're getting the impression, if you're tuning in, that something big is going down. It's the battle for Los Angeles here in the Blizzard Arena, live from Los Angeles. My name is Senator, with me is Hex, and we're about to get into the thick of things.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the treat of the week,
Yes.
and despite the records between these two teams, when you have the bad blood, the rivalry, throw the records out the window, if you will, and anything could happen on this one today. A lot of purple versus a lot of green in the audience today.
The whole audience, actually, all of it is just separated pretty much, you know. Wings out, shields up, the chant was going on. Everybody in this building is hype right now, and it's gonna be great, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, it's home field advantage when you're a Los Angeles team facing anybody else. But now it's just bad blood and rivalries here. This should be a banger. So these teams have faced off before. It's not the first battle of Los Angeles. What you're seeing on screen, I do believe, is the lone Gladiator victory in this rivalry. Before that, the Valiant had beat one. The Gladiators got match number 2, as you see, stage 2, week 3. Since then, I believe it's been all Valiant. So despite their records right now, the Valiant just seem to have the Gladiators number.
Yes, exactly. There was a lot of Sherpa popping off in the clips. See if we're going to get him on the stage today. But as far as the Valiant are concerned, you know, as it stands, they have a big battle on their hands. It's been a real struggle for them in the stage. So going into this one, is it really that, just the rivalry? You know, maybe this is what gets them to snap out of it and start really performing?
It is, but I think it's also really important that they got their first victory of the stage before today. Now you don't have to really worry about it that much. Now you can kind of focus on this game. Look, a 0 on the board is just a mental distraction no matter how you cut it. They got their first victory, not in the most overwhelming fashion against a faltering Atlanta team. However, now that that's off the board, they can focus on this match, one match at a time. Going forward, they might be able to salvage their season.
That's what's the goal here now for them, because it is starting to get to that point where it's the season playoffs at stake. So a lot of work ahead of the Valiant. But as far as the Gladiators are concerned, they seem to be coming into their own. Battle for LA, those are the results, 2018. And well, obviously coming up next, you can see the current records right now for both of these teams. Valiant, 1-8. Gladiators, 6-4. Looking a little bit healthier on the purple side.
Obviously, the Gladiators looking to replicate stage 2, but these teams have kind of going after each other a little bit, just from the very top end. You know, corporations are people, as are Overwatch League teams, so they have their own Twitter accounts. Little smack talk, little back and forth from the officials for the checkmark accounts.
I think the Gladiators went out on that one. Hopefully the players will be able to redeem whoever their social media manager is. That is brutal.
Well, I mean, which will happen first? A better comeback or a first win this season? The win happens. I'm yet to see the comeback, but the comeback happens on stage.
Possible, exactly. The comeback happens in the most important venue, the server, between these 12 magnificent players. So we are now ready to bring out our first team to the stage, and it is going to be the Los Angeles Valiant.
It is Agility's leading the walkout for the Los Angeles Valiant. And the last time they played, when they got their first win, it was nice to see some smiles, some confidence, which has been sorely lacking, because how can you be confident had you not won one? And there is Costa, a recent change to the roster. He's been playing a little bit more, a vocal leader on this team.
Oh, look at that, you know, even the Gladiators fans, you know, going out for their hands, the high fives. It seems like there's a little bit of room here.
Well, you know, it's a sibling rivalry, if you will. You know, you hate each other, but then when it's over, you don't hate each other. Just don't tell mom.
There you go. All right, well, let's go ahead. We already have the starting 6 here. Costa is back on it as well, really trying to rally the team. We saw that in their last match that you guys got to cast. But now let's go ahead and bring out their opponents, the other Los Angeles team, the Gladiators.
Shields are up. Hydration talked a little bit of smack, which is very out of character for him. So it shows shows you what this match means for both teams. The Gladiators had an interesting first stage. They were trying to get it together. They've looked like a brand new team, and most pundits, myself included, have them just near that upper echelon of the top 3, just outside of it.
Exactly. It's kind of a best of the rest situation right now. You have the elite at the top and the San Francisco Shock, etc. But here are the Los Angeles Gladiators starting to make progress. Starting 6 for them on your screen, including hydration, damage deal.
The old standbys, the rock-solid support duo, Big Goose and Shaz, have been there from the beginning. Void has been playing well as well, but this is the man I want to talk about. Decay came of age during Stage 1. Perhaps the biggest free agent acquisition to date in Overwatch history. Everybody was vying for his services. It took the Gladiators a lot to be able to get him, and so far, he's been worth every penny.
Real investment, but you're right. Paying off just to cap. Well, there you go. You get it point blank. You're not going to get that res off. Sorry, not when Decay's on the server. And it's fun to get to actually see some Genji again. And I am saying that, right? But hey, Genji at play and Decay showing that he's capable across the heroes that really matter as well. The Zarya, the linchpin of the current meta.
Yeah, the Zarya has been so good with the tanks that he has. Let's see if he's going to be able to play any 3-3 with the map set that we have presented by Toyota. Lijiang Towers first, so I'm always hoping for some DPS in Lijiang. Yeah. Though the professional teams, the guys who are actually good at these kind of things, generally favor 3-3 overall, but it's been fun to watch Decay work with Roar, work with Void and keep those tanks alive, and he's been able to flex onto the DPS, so he has been a great amplification to this team. There it is. It's the match you've been waiting for. Los Angeles Valiant versus Los Angeles Gladiators. Lijiang Tower, we're kicking off on Control.
The battle for LA and the chance go back and forth, but we are seconds away from getting into the action. And as far as the teams are concerned, they can obviously keep changing heroes until the clock rolls off, and even after that. But for now, it seems like the Gladiators, they've been setting on these for a bit now, and the Valiants, same thing. We're gonna have a mirror match here, Hex.
This is what teams are preferring to run on here. Of course, you have the variant of the 3-3 composition with a Winston in it. Roar and Fate will be taking up that mantle. Fate needs to be a little more conscious of staying alive. That's had some struggles this season, but it's Roar on the other side. Dies first.
Oh, buddy, he really stepped around there, cutting off the angle from his healers, not allowing them to get that support out. Deleted instantly. And well, here we are. This is the excellent start for the Valiant that they were hoping for. Although we've seen this before, Hex. We've seen this before from the Valiant. Things go well for them on Control. Right. So then down the road, they can struggle a little bit.
If you looked in a vacuum at Valiant's results, you'd think they're a terrible team. If you look at the tape very closely, they're so close to being a very good team. It's one fight here, one mistake there. And if they could just shore those up through some coaching, they've got new coaching, through some roster changes, then they could start getting into the talk of being a mid to higher tier team.
All in the mind games right now. They're looking for that confidence, but Gladiators gonna give him a chance. I don't know. We're gonna find out because Roar just goes leaping right in. Aggression from the Winston to kick things off, and the Valiant really not giving him too much for it. Backing off, not overstepping. Ziaki's got the trance online now, and the rally is there to get this party started on the other side. Hydration buffing his teammates. Sound barrier committed as well by the Goose, and now we're gonna start trading back and forth. There's the grab from KSF. He's charged up on energy. A lot of damage going into it, but there's the money kills. Roar and Big Goose blown up.
I believe one of the clips from the Trash Talk video earlier today said something along the lines of space is trash. I could not disagree more with that sentiment. Space trying to put his stamp on this one right away. Often regarded as one of the best Western off tanks in all of the Overwatch leagues. Had a rough start to the season, but it's hard to be good on Diva when the rest of the team's struggling.
What a great punish. What a great punish from Roar.
Super smart.
Realizing that Izayaki was just a little bit away from his team, leaps on him, kills him, and gets the party started. The Gladiators are now the ones with the edge here, and they are going to be able to flip this point.
Fate has gone over to the Reinhardt. Roar still remains on the Winston. And now the Valiant have to be very, very cautious on their approach because they know Roar's been around on Winston long enough to have Primal Rage. Primal Rage, just monkey punches, launching you into the void off of the edge, so they're going to have to take this small room over to the side, which is a choke room, to see if Decay can hit a grab.
They can get right on through. I mean, Fate's got the Rhyme Shield up and ready. Trying to work their way in. Decay not really charged on energy, but he is certainly going to try and change that now. They go. Oh! Perfect time for the grab to go down. Roar goes Primal. Not going to get as much value out of that one. Counter grab gets thrown in, bringing the Valiants in, and thanks to Roar, they knock the shield away, and Custa and Space getting demeched.
The Valiant better win this fight. They just committed a whole lot of ultimates to it towards the end of that one. They used the sound barrier, I believe. They transcended in as well. Right now, Gladiators in control of the point as this scrap continues.
Yeah, Fade's got the shatter exactly, throws it out. Doesn't quite manage to get the follow-up though. Hydration has to be careful, doesn't want to overextend.
Big Goose is gonna have to use it. Yeah, Big Goose uses his sound barrier immediately. Roar is almost hearing yet another primal rage. Chaz has the Transcendence, probably gonna hold on to it as a counter to KSF's Graviton, which should be incoming momentarily.
This is where you're getting that aggression, and Outright jumps right in. Primal, let's cut the team in half on the side of the Valiant, and it works wonders. Fate dies out of sight of his healers, and now the rest of the team on the Valiant have to back off into the room. Tie situation, and now the Gladiators take the lead.
And Izayaki
80% and counting.
Izayaki just uses Transcendence. Decay is getting to his Graviton now. There is no defense for it. KSF hits his grab first, though.
KSF does, but that leads to 2 deaths on the sides. They're trading back and forth at this point, and the Gladiators are the ones who are looking to survive this, but Shaz gets picked by Izayaki. We're at 95%, and just like that, Custom's gonna be able to sneak onto the point and contest it, so. It's still going here for the Valiant. They still have time to make their way onto this point. Izayaki's got the trans up again. Could use that knowing that there's no grab. Could use that to try and dominate this next fight. That's exactly what's going to happen. Bomb goes up and somehow Costa gets caught in the blast, but that's traded for Roar. Gladiators need to hold on as best they can. There's the kill on Izayaki. Agility's with the rally, keeping his teammates buffed.
That self-destruct was only meant to buy time so they get their own Zenyatta back in the mix. It ends up picking up Illusio, which is a great pull-off there. Still at 99%. If Los Angeles wins this fight, they'll take point 1.
Oh, that was the layup right there. Decay going. There's sound barrier from Goose. And this is starting to inch forward for the Gladiators. They are doing more and more damage. Custom. He's joined by Fate on the point. They certainly cannot last long, though. There's 5 Gladiators on this point, and we even have Decay switching over to Tracer to get back into the fight all the quicker.
Yeah, he's going to get back because his Hammond's going to get back and try to stall a little ring around the rosy here. It works in the pros, it works in your home games as well, but it is just delaying the inevitable. And that is a big old shield thrown up on point 1 of Lijiang Tower.
Lots of shields going up in the fans here for the Gladiators as well. That is the start that they were hoping for their team. As far as Valiant are concerned, it looked good to kick things off. They got first control, they got a decent percentage, but then they weren't able to seal it. Once they lost the point, the Gladiators is too good. So now we move on to the next one. I'm curious to see if we're gonna see any change of strategy here, but it's not looking likely.
Control Center is the name of this point on Lijiang Tower. Often cited as the outlier point. Things get a little bit different than the other two. They get a little bit crazy. You can run different things, but I think both of these teams, we know the Gladiators are very confident in their 3-3. I think the Gladiators are one of the few teams that can hang with the big 3 with their 3-3. And the Valiant have stated that they really do have faith in this composition.
Now Roar very quick out onto the point. Gonna try and get some charge going. Yep, for Decay. Decay getting focused, and Decay gets clipped! KSF catches him out just like that. That's the end of the push for the Gladiators.
Yeah,
already backing off.
Thanks for playing. See you in a little bit. Got to go back home immediately. The win rate with Zarya dying first on your team is abysmally low, so at least they don't donate anymore. You don't want to stick around and just start charging other ults up. They are just kind of poking around the door. They want to be in position here to get back in. They do have Decay back right away, so not all lost.
So now they get to reset. But once again, the Valiant first control. We'll see if they lose this next fight, if the Gladiators are going to be able to flip it. Roar dancing around the pillar once again. It's Midsummer's Eve, apparently. And Agilities. Oh, nearly gets caught with the Discord Orb. He's getting blown up. It's Fate who's going to fall. Roar still in this fight. He's still got some shield to work with by the looks of things.
I think at the rally, Hydration has been getting his rally crazy early. 57 seconds per rally over the last couple of maps. Hydration has brought the pain. Today, they will take this point. The issue is, when you get someone super low like that, it requires resources to keep them alive. So when Agilities gets low, it means that there goes Illusio over there to try to feel for him, to protect him and heal him. That exposes the rest of the team, and the Gladiators jump all over.
Good thing for the Valiant, though. They realize, all right, it's over. Don't use anything past this point. So they will have 3, nearly 4 ultimates online here going to the next one. That is balanced by the Gladiators on the other side, though. So this is really going to get gritty as Decay gets his grab online. Decay's got to be careful. A lot of damage dealt there.
Oh, Hydration went for the big play. What they wanted to do is try to set up a batch and shatter. They caught him out. Nice awareness, Costa.
Just watch it, and no, Space gonna go for the delay on it. Self-destruct gonna force the Gladiators off point, and there it is, the big smash from Fate. Lays him out, but the follow-up not quite there, although as I say that, Agility somehow wins the duel versus Hydration. And so like Roar is getting pinned in the corner.
They're gonna just try to delay as much as possible, keep as many purple bodies on the point so that they can get a little bit more percentage charge. While they're in control, that percent goes up until it's flipped back over, which the Los Angeles Valiant will summarily do.
Now they succeed, 59% as far as the Gladiators get. Now it's on the Valiant, 45% and counting. Gotta give it to KSF. I mean, they did not win that first point for the Valiant side, but right now he is doing a lot of damage for his team, actually more than Decay.
Yeah, he's been a bit of a surprise, actually. Not a somewhat unknown quantity heading into this stage. He's performed big.
Now Decay leading the charge, trying to get that energy up and running so he can start melting some shields. And sure enough, he's going to work Agilities, has to be careful. Fate dancing, just trying to survive, and there's the grab into the mix. Already low on that side, and Agility's gonna be the first to fall. A split second before Izayaki can use the trance. Big Goose is on top, just eye in the sky, and at this point, it's looking so close to getting the flip. Who is left on this point to contest? Nobody.
It's a game of seconds. That Transcendence came out a little bit earlier than Shaz's Transcendence on the other side, able to use that very small window to put some damage in. The Gladiators will eventually take the lead in this. Both teams are going to be nearing 80% control. That is an enormous first kill from Shaz. Pulls the magic out there, and Valiant can't come in now with Izayaki still in spawn.
We gotta run him back. Where's Costa? Is he gonna be doing the taxi service? Yes, he will. And now they're back up to 6 on the Valiant side. So it's time to go. This is it. The fight that you must win if you are the Valiant.
Not much on either side. Self-destructs could make some magic happen. Both teams should be able to get to barrier momentarily as well.
Now Void's just gonna go ahead and use it to initiate, and Agilities goes down to Big Goose. Fate is so low as well, and Hydration finds that kill, and this is gonna be it for the Gladiators. They're gonna get the job done in the end. Custa on the point, along with Space, the two of them trying to do what they can to delay it. The solo sound barrier, well, solo along with Space, but still, the sound barrier used just to buy a little bit of time. Agility's trying to run his way back into this. They need to touch the point. Fate or Agilities, and they won't make it in time. The Gladiators take the lead in the Battle of LA. 1-0.
A lot of faces have changed on the Los Angeles Gladiators roster, but one fact remains. The Goose is loose, and he finds big kills to open up the fight for the Gladiators, who take the early advantage.
Yeah, the Goose and the Shaz, both of them doing excellent work. We'll be right back with the second map.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. A lot of times, trying to attack both point A and B on Hanamura can feel like beating your head against a brick wall if the opposing team is entrenched. So the Chengdu Hunters Elsa decided to use Symmetra's teleporter against the Paris Eternal on both points, allowing for an easy flank on both, leading to a full capture.
Shadow missing Elsa is charged up and ready to rumble. He's doing so much damage right now. And with the teleporter, he's using it just to reposition himself. Oh my god, this guy!
Alright, welcome back everybody, and we are going to get into the second map. But first, a welcome face for the Gladiators fans has made his way back to the stage. We're going to see in that in a moment. But who could it be, Hex?
It could be someone whose name rhymes with Schmaine Schmobberts.
Okay, so that's a good way of putting it. Those are our names too. Do they rhyme with anything? I'm wondering.
But no, your name is Schmoggish Schmashman.
Okay.
I still don't.
Robert.
I literally don't know how to say your last name anyway. You've tried to tell me so many times. I'm just gonna stay as uncultured as I can.
I'm just gonna do the Django. The T is silent.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Zenyatas in this match because they have been performing like monsters. And Shaz in particular, he had the key kill there at the end of that map. Izayaki still figuring out how to deal with his own aggression because he does want to get in there. And he wants to take those volleys.
Yeah, I mean, Izayaki is a pounder when it comes to damage. That's why he's getting all these transcendences up early. But it's that 1 second from the bottom that's probably the big one. That one kill that Shaz got on Izayaki opened up a fight for them so entirely. Stays a little bit alive more. And some of this might just be the absolute synergy that him and Big Goose have. These guys have been playing together since before Overwatch League was a concept, right? They've been playing support heroes together way back. So Shaz and Big Goose know where the other person's going to be. They know how to protect them. Izayaki's still kind of learning the ropes of playing with Custa, who's actually just been riding the bench for a lot of this season.
Exactly. We don't even know, was Custa fracking with the team, what was going on there, and so in terms of experience together, and he's coming into it with a lot on his shoulders as well in terms of trying to turn this ship around. He clearly seems to be the one to try and keep the team boosted. But yes, you guessed it. Sure4 will be subbing in. He is back on the stage.
Lane Short4 Roberts comes back in, subbing in for Void of all things, not Decay. They've been playing similar roles earlier in the year, so they'll be coming in. Kind of makes me think they have a particular strategy as we saunter over to Hanamura.
Hanamura, good to see back in. Yes and no. It is a map that really is very linear in terms of the strategy, but we'll see how things shape up here in stage 2.
We were talking about this, Hanamura's pluses and negatives. The negative is it's very difficult for the offense and can seem impossible at times. The positive is beautiful map. It's just very pretty, very pretty.
That's the first point that they're looking to control. Here's the second one. That's simple. This concept, assault. You go crashing onto the first point, you take control of it, you move on to the second point, you take control of that, you win.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
It's very much just like Control we just saw, but now the points are spread across the different maps. You get a little bit of time, only one team attacking, one team defending. Let's see what Joker the Los Angeles Gladiators have up their sleeve with this substitution coming in. It does seem like they want to run a bunker comp, and Short4 has always been a player who can play darn near everything. He's going to play some Mei, which has always been good on this first point of Hanamura.
Yes, going back to the days, it's like, wait, we can put a wall there and cut the team in half when they try and go through the door.
He's playing the map editor.
There you go, exactly, map editor full on. But now let's see what the Valiants are going to stick with here. Glad to see agilities on Pharah. That gives some vertical aspect to the game that could potentially go for it, but hydration being here may make his life just a little bit spicy. And Decay already takes down KSF in the sniper duel.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. You know, it's funny because you would think that the Widow always has the advantage just based on the gun being a little more accurate. However, Hanzo has Sonic Arrow, so you're getting kind of that mini infra sight every so often to know where the Widow is, so you have a chance at it.
Look at what just happened, Hex.
I didn't see it.
We just have a whole switch up.
Oh, okay. Los Angeles changed everything. I was looking at you. I was entranced.
It's true, I know. It is very hard to look away, but you gotta look at the game, man. You gotta look at the game, and we actually have agilities on the Genji here.
Yeah.
So this is gonna get fun because agilities is way aggressive.
It's the hero he made his name on. Everyone associates Genji with agilities, and he can really bust out the blade. So he's gotta find a way to get the damage in to get up to blade. Unfortunately, right now, Genji is largely looked at as just for his ultimate usage to crack points open. But Genji's very good on assault maps here.
Oh, that's no good though. KSF gets clipped by Sure4. That's not going to help things here as far as the push is concerned for the Valiants. Agility's not going to be able to make it out intact.
Well,
This attempt by the Valiant will not pan out. 2.5 minutes left on this clock.
gotta get Custa late too. Trying to get this Winston, but there's a big old health pack down there. And I mean, the notion is sound to try to send agilities in and maybe block some damage, but that can't happen. KSF maybe not super comfortable on the Sombra. And now they know they can't just walk in here. They have to have dive tanks, because otherwise they're gonna get walled off. Shore4 just, you know, Arctic breeze out there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
he's being so obvious about it. You know where I am. I don't need to hide it. And then he's just going to go ahead and take a nap. You know, because it's a hard life being Shore4. You know, it's tiresome. Sometimes you just got to kick your feet up and rest.
Yeah, the cold really saps the energy out of you. Meanwhile, up top here, tank mode has gone in. Custa goes down to that tank volley. Hydration adds 3. It's the most excited I've seen Hydration to ever play before, right? He just really wants it. The trash talk was great. Got everybody hyped it into it. And now, we're just barely with a minute 20 on the clock. The Valiant have, at best, 2 cracks at this point. Now, this is what they've been building for. This is why you run against it. You have Blade ready to go, and you have Nano to boost it. Again, KSF, that cannot happen. KSF should, by all rights, have an EMP right now, but he's died way too often.
It's actually bonkers. 70%.
Because you know what wins you a fight is EMP into Nano Blade. There's nothing you can really do about it. Unless you get like a God Sleep from Shaz, which I wouldn't put past him.
Of course.
That's
Fate,
it.
though, he was dangerously low. He will survive.
We're below a minute. I wonder if they still just wait and hope KSF can get an EMP, because you only really have one good fight here.
Very closed angle here from Decay. Looking for the shot. Agilities just barely makes it around the corner. There's an opportunity.
Had to use deflect to get out.
Unfortunately, that was missed. And with 30 seconds on the clock here for the Valiant, it's getting a bit tough. Agility's nearly dying. Going to get boosted. Back up. There's one. Looking for the second. Needs to find it, but it's not going to happen. 1-for-1 trade is all that gets caught out of those 2 ultimates. And now the Valiant battling from behind here. Finding Shore4 could help. Removing the bongos as well, and the Valiant at the very end. Space will succeed.
Space entirely saved that for his team. He ended up eating the Mave Wizard, which would have covered the entirety of this point. Big Goose did a really good job against the Blade and Genji. He made him use a lot of resources, made him kill the Immortality field first. But Fate and Space come up, talked about so often as one of the better tank lines in the league. It hasn't been that way thus far. Fate primals, Space eats and kills on the point. That's exactly what they needed. Their tank duo stepped up big time. And guess what? Now we have EMP up.
And there we have it. I mean, it took a while.
Long awaited.
Admittedly, it took a
silver lining. Silver lining.
But with EMP, there are options. Still sticking on to Mei is Shore4, so we will have that wall. And Hydrations decide to go to the Hog. So hooks possible.
This is nothing new for Hydration. When I've seen him play Roadhog, he's one of the best in the world at Roadhog. So.
Oh, he gets it off just in time before getting hacked. That's big. Shore4 still alive on the point. For now, at least, Agility's just doing the best he can to survive. Shore4 trying to lock him in a box, and he is still here somehow. Shore4 getting excellent support from his back line.
Yeah, Window was back in the corner. They're able to take out Fade, who dives in to try to do something about it. But it's Purple Rain in the kill feed right now, as the Gladiators are going to hold on to the second point. Another Blizzard up, too.
And we will have to change the strategies coming out here from the Valiant. Agilities going to Brigitte, KSF over to the Zarya. I expect to see more out of KSF on the Zarya.
Meanwhile, the Gladiators go back to the Bastion strategy.
Let's go. Realizing perhaps what's going to happen. Getting a read on things.
Decay on the Sombra has done a really good job of charging up this EMP quickly. At 80%, pretty much one more deep dive into the backline and translocate should get him there.
Yeah, this is a frustrating position now. This is what's so difficult about Hanamura is you're pretty much always having to go through this one point. It's a choke. It's a perfect place to have a Bastion because horrible things happen if you try to run into a hail of bullets. You got nowhere to go.
Yeah, the Blizzard comes in. It's so dirty with Mei, too, because you have to go through that door. There's not a great deal of options to enter in Hanamura. And then you get walled off halfway, you get Blizzarded, there's a Bastion back there. And Valiant are going to try to continue to run this strat. I think they might be switching over Izayaki. Yeah, Izayaki's going to go to the Ana. They're anticipating an EMP, which pretty much deletes his Zenyatta and makes his abilities absolutely useless. At least Ana can do something about it.
Multiple ultimates are coming online now for the Gladiators. That's going to be the big thing. Hydration with the tank mode, but he's going to stay in turret just because he can crank out so much damage. Look at that. They can't even wrap around the corner.
I wonder if the Gladiators, or actually the Valiant, are going to kind of fake push this one so that they can get a really good push secondarily.
That's the EMP.
Yeah, the decision's made for him.
And the boost. We're down to 1:10 on the clock, though, but they are still ultimates online, and one of them can be really painful. The Matrix is coming up here for Big Goose. You put that in front of Hydration, and everything is just going to die.
So they've got the Pain, the Amplification Matrix from Big Goose. Drops a window, it amplifies healing and damage. You can put it in front of the Bastion. I think one of the better uses is putting it right in front of yourself so you can heal everybody and do the damage. The amount of healing that gets done through that window is insane. But they're going to have Nano. I wonder who the Nano target's going to be here. Probably Fate or KSF. If they give it to KSF, they're banking on getting a grab out of it.
A split second late on the window. Hydration's still here, though, and Hydration melting up. 2 kills, looking at a third. He finally goes down, but they had to throw everything into it on the Valiant side. And he's still got tank. And we have Bongos now online as well.
20 seconds remain. The Supercharger up for Orisa. Kind of a poor-man's version of that window, but it works just as well when it comes to melting people. Tank mode in there. Space is going to have to hit the self-destruct of his life. They have stall-out options as well, as Space got Primal Rage online.
They barely got onto the point. A second to spare, but Space immediately demaxed. Deaded as well. Agility's gone. Hydration raided in. Death and destruction from above. And an excellent hold on the sides of the Gladiators. They definitely had their shields up that time. The Valiant just unable to get anything going on the second point.
Hydration has taken the opportunity to not play Brigida and remind people rather that he is still good. We will see the Gladiators offense when we return.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
The Los Angeles Gladiators are steadily marching forward, shields locked together, and the Valiants are desperate right now, trying to figure out a way to break their formation.
It's good to see Hydration back again. The forgotten man. If you didn't watch Overwatch League before this year, you'd think he's a Brigida main, actually a DPS player, actually has good aim, is pretty good at the video game that he gets to play, but kind of go unnoticed, the unsung hero, the Brigida in a lot of these compositions. It's nice to see him stepping out and wrecking faces with the Bastion. I mean, I would love if the Gladiators ran this, because Hydration's Pharah is actually one of his best heroes. Perhaps made his name in Season 1 on a Doomfist, one of the only heroes to run it. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of the Mr. Fisto action. However, they're in offense, so we're gonna have to wait. Short 4 is gonna come out here, gonna take a gander, see what they have. And when he sees the 3-3, it is very likely that the Los Angeles Gladiators will attempt to match that 3-3. Although, for entertainment's sake, I hope not.
Let's see. Yep. Instant swaps, although.
You got yourself the Short 4 special coming
There
in
we
on
go.
the Reaper.
All right, I'll take it. Let's see. A lot of big targets to pump pellets into. He's just gonna go charging. Blind right around the corner, no fear. Straight onto the point. They're going to force the Gladiators are gonna force the Valiant to come and take the fight with them. Let's go. And now you have to get close quarters with an Angry Reaper.
It's a pretty good read as well, knowing that the Valiant really like to play a Winston on this point. Against a Reinhardt, the Reaper's not as good against Winston. It is considered at least his soft counter, if not hard counter.
Big target. Oh man, Costa. Oh, did he have to reload? Ah, so close, but that is 2 ticks. And the Valiant, they gotta get something done here.
It's not even a reload. He just had to get 2 new guns out of the ether. Izayaki takes down Decay. That's enormous. Hydration falls soon after. And though Joy4 has life steal, this Reaper
still hanging around here.
Yeah.
Still hanging around here. Ready to finally get rid of him, but that was a lot of work done by the Gladiators. 2 ticks of permanent progress picked up on the first point after their first push.
Stay on it. He's got Death Blossom. Death Blossom with his Zarya can actually go off because he will get the shield and the bubble. Yep.
Entirely possible here. Decay shaping up as well. And it's looking like round 2 about to go down. We do have, perhaps, yes, exactly. The grab is going to get thrown down immediately. And this is still Surefour trying to counter it. And yeah, that's probably going to be because it's going to be switching off. Just throws the Blossom out there.
Well, they didn't have any real ultimates to try to defend against that. Without they're not running a Zenyatta. There's no Transcendence available. Even if they were, the Izayaki's Ana would have been able to anti-heal them all. But now the Gladiators are getting their big boy ults on. They're going to have Grab, they're going to have Shatter. They could even come in with Rally, and given the aggressive nature of their team and how they like to push forward, imagine that Rally would be coming off if Hydration were alive.
Oh yeah, they get pummeled immediately. The Valiant fighting back. We're down to 1:30 on the clock here for the Gladiators. This is when it starts to get dicey if you don't have any. Well, I mean, they actually have 2 ticks, but at least.
I mean, you want to look at it and try to find the silver lining and say that it's fine because they didn't use any ultimates. But then you look at the Los Angeles Valiant economy, and they're in great shape as well.
They nearly have a 6-pack online, and yeah, that was a perfect nade. Point blank. Really liking to see so much Ana play these days, just because you have these options where you can set traps for teams to walk right in. So Rally used by the Gladiators this time. We have the armor getting buffed up. Valiant's playing very carefully, making the Gladiators work to get to him. But eventually the fight is going to have to take place on the point, and that's where the Valiant have backed up too. KSF still way off the grab though.
Shatter comes in, Grab comes in, EMP should be ready momentarily. They're throwing everything at us. This is a must win for the Gladiators.
Oh, Agility's and Izayaki out of it though. We have Space who did get nano boosted, but then the Gladiators haven't lost anything. Sure, they committed the ultimates, but they've still got bodies in play. Space with the self-destruct. Bubble was up for Decay. He survives it, no problem. And this will be it. First point picked up for the Gladiators, and now they have 4.5 minutes to get 1 tick of progress on the second point.
Now, there's no world in which they lose, so they just have to try to pick up the second map, take a 2-0 lead, wasting no time right on the point. They're nearing another Shatter. They do get grabbed, though. That's brutal.
And that's on Surefour. Hydration falls next. And that will be the end of this fight for the Gladiators. So they get in. They do manage to force the grab out of KSF. So Decay will have the grab for the next fight, essentially.
It can somewhat even be classified as a win. It was the best ultimate to get out of the Valiants. And now if they're tracking ults well, they should know that they're in a very solid position here. Decay will get there during the next fight. Again, this is kind of how the Gladiators won the last fight. You start with the Rally, you maybe throw in Shatter, and then you're going to have the Graviton to back it up. And given Surefour's ability to track, another former main Tracer player should be able to get to an EMP if the fight goes on long enough.
So boosted straight out onto the point. You got Surefour in the back line right now, trying to divert the attention of the defense on the Valiant side. Space a little bit out on his lonesome, but now we have that Rally up for hydration.
EMP is ready again. They've taken top. EMP is going to come in right now.
Perfect. Hacks form, make that 5. Agilities gets deleted immediately. KSF soon to follow. Space is going to get D-backed, and this is all falling apart with the sound barrier down to help things out. Space is the one who's delaying things, but it's only going to be for a moment. Fate takes Decay for a ride into the wall.
He's been trying to keep it alive. Fate actually got 2 kills earlier. If they're able to get another, they can stabilize. Fate takes matters into his own hands.
Unbelievable. Look how close they got, Gladiators. Fate the hero.
It was the very early kills from Fate, able to pick up 2, and now with the respawn advantage for defenders, it was always going to be tough. Then a really nice stall out on the point while everyone else was grabbed in there. There was a stall on the point, otherwise this one would have gone Gladiators' way. And they committed nearly everything to it. A Transcendence will be up, but that's it. If you look at the green and gold side of the screen, everything is above 75% just about. They're gonna have all of their ults.
Oh yeah, that was Fate just being a true hero. Split-second difference between winning and losing there for the Gladiators. Roar, though, gonna just take point here for his team. He's got the shatter, throws it out, tries to slow things down. But we already have 2 kills. That's the back line taking a hit for the Gladiators. Shad's with the trance. It was used, but to poor effects, they will lose this fight on the Gladiator side and have to reset.
I'm not the biggest fan of that shatter just because it didn't work, but Shortfur was gonna have EMP. EMP in a shatter is brilliant. It's a great play. No shield down, no worries about shield bashing, anything like that. You don't have to crack it. You just EMP, you knock everyone to the ground, and it's a fight-winning combination. Now all they have is EMP. It's gonna be curious to see how they play this. If they play to win this fight, or if they play to win the next fight. Because you can hold on to EMP and try to get some ultimates used out of the other team by just playing aggressive into them. Seems like they want this one though.
Sureforce in position to just delete everybody though. It's gonna be Izayaki. That's gotta be Izayaki going down. How is Izayaki still alive? That is unreal! He somehow survived the pressure, and now he finds himself in a great place here to keep his team alive, and the Gladiators have to back off. So close. That would have been an interesting kill to kick things off.
I think it would have gone completely different had they gotten that kill. They might have committed a little bit more. Now it's time to recommit here. EMP's still in the back pocket. EMP goes down, catches a couple tanks.
The sound barriers are there, the bubble from Zarya as well, and Izayaki's gonna find the kill on Shaz. Decay goes now next. And so far, so good for the Valiant. Down to 45 seconds on the clock for the Gladiators. They're gonna get 1 push. What do they have to work with?
They're gonna have Grav, they will have Shatter, and all 3 support ultimates should come up. And given how quickly Short4 is charging this EMP, that is not out of the realm of possibility.
Goes for the Mei. So perhaps realizing, hey, there's a lot of work ahead. I'm just gonna go for the Mei, and let's see if I can hit some headshots.
They might just be going up main here. Okay, they're gonna go top right anyway. But the Mei is good as stall at the very least to let your team get there. You can block off 3 entry doors. They only need 33%.
And just right on through, total brutality. Big Bionade goes down, but nobody drops on the side of the Gladiators, and now the pressure's gonna be on the Valiant. Izayaki barely survives.
Beautiful Zarya play there.
Nice grab, hidden behind the pillar. It's double grab though, and they're not gonna be able to follow it up.
Point! There they go.
Finally able to get on board, but this is still going to be a long fight here between the 2 teams. Big Goose gets that sound barrier out, but that's worn off now. Roar down to half as well. This K gets focused, agilities, making the plays. You gotta get rid of hydration, but he's still hanging on by a thread. No kill.
No, reinforcement's gonna come in stronger for the Valiants as well.
This is gonna be at the tipping point. The Valiant, they've succeeded. They have held against the Gladiators, and we are looking at a series here on our hands, Hex.
It's a draw, but it feels like a win for the Valiant there. They were up against it. We're gonna go into halftime with a medium score of 1-0.
Still going into it, 3rd map now for the Valiants, really trying to tie it up 1-1, and then it's a man's game on the last one. So, we'll have halftime in a moment. Don't go anywhere, let's hear what the analysts have to say.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности!
The Battle of LA rages on, and check out UCLA. We got a little watch party going on. They're giving all their good energy to the Valiant today in this matchup, and they're going to need a little bit more as they're currently down 0-1 against the LA Gladiators. What's up, everybody? It's halftime here with Brent and Sideshow. Guys, this match is tightly contested, a lot more so than I thought it was going to be. We saw some interesting picks in that last match.
Interesting's one word.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. I was wondering about the May. I thought maybe, sure, four-figure winter is coming. I'm going to throw out the May just to be funny there. What did you guys think about the first half, though?
I thought it was honestly closer than I anticipated. I think with the battle for LA.
Well, when you look at the standings, it really does look like a massive discrepancy.
Sure.
But they always step up for the Battle of LA.
And yeah, that was my case in point what I was about
There
to
you
say.
go, then.
Just jump
You're
in there.
a genius.
Jump in there. But yeah, all around, I would definitely say Fate is having some fantastic moments in terms of his individual play. He's always been a standout tank player, but I mean, realistically, we're seeing a lot less of the minor mistakes that Valiant tend to make during their matches.
The major mistakes.
But on the side of the Gladiators, I think one thing that you pointed out, again, I'm going to steal your words, you stole mine.
Go for it.
You said that they were looking a little bit nervous coming in.
Yeah, definitely. On map 1, I could see a bunch of nervous plays coming out from the LA Gladiators. Times when they should have been going forwards and they ended up backing off and looking a bit scared. Times when they were throwing their ult in or going a bit too aggressive, when they should have just played a little more patiently. So at the beginning, the first map, the Gladiators looked a little off, but they were still able to come out with the win. I think in general, they are the better team. And then when we moved over to Hanamura, we got some real crazy stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a defensive bunker comp like this with the Mei, but it's an interesting thought. The Mei is pretty good against triple tank, triple support compositions. You wall off the chokes.
What about the Reaper?
Hanamura.
The Reaper
is a throw. Malik, no one should be picking Reaper, Malik. I know you love that hero, but it just
I know
work.
this, though. I know this, though. I just like to troll. It's so funny.
I loved it, though, in a Reaper pick, because we saw him, and we were all in the back room, and we were saying, okay, how much value do you think he's going to get out of this? He killed no one. He got Death Blossom, used Death Blossom, and then switched.
Yeah.
Got no kills.
But the Mei was clearly kind of part of their big strategy for this map. And when it got down to it, they had a bunch of time on the clock. 4 minutes to be able to take a single tick to be able to win Hanamura. And in the end, they end up failing it. And part of the reason for that as well is that they tried the Sombra triple tank, triple support a lot, and then they've substituted the D.Va out. But that's Surefour, and Surefour doesn't play D.Va.
Right.
So when he needs to switch over to something else, he's like rifling through the hero selection screen like, what should I play? What should I play?
I'll go Mei.
Mei.
Yeah. It was one of those, it caught me off guard. It caught everybody off guard. But guys, it has been awesome, the Battle of LA. The first half was great, and we got another half to go. But before we do that, I kind of want to get a heat check on how everybody's feeling. We're going to go to the Gladiators fans. I think Zoe's standing by with a familiar face right now. Let's send it on over.
I am indeed. Thank you very much, Malik. I have not just a bunch of Gladiators behind me, I also have one right next to me, Hydration Man, coming with upgraded equipment. Taking off that helmet. Now, there's a lot of energy in this arena, a lot of spice for this very match. In particular, during the pre-show, we saw a little bit of a video, a lot of spicy words coming out from the Valiant players. You, as a super fan, what were your thoughts?
I mean, listen, as a Gladiator, we're really humble, and we really respect the other team. And I just want to say, you know what? We'll let you be the Anaheim Valiant. We'll take LA. You know, we'll be LA. We'll be LA. We'll give you Anaheim. You can take Anaheim. That's okay. We'll take LA. We'll take good care of her.
All right, there you have it. Anaheim for the Valiant. What do the Valiant have to say about that, Malik?
Oh boy, that was some spice right there. All right, so I'm here with Brixie, one of the Valiant's fans. What do you got to say about what Hydration Man just had to say?
He didn't take LA yet. I'm confused. I'm sure the score says 1-0. We held you for 4 minutes. We're going to hold you back from this win, too.
Ooh, that's some spice. That's some spice. You know what? You guys may be down 0-1, but you know what I believe in my heart? I believe that the Valiant have the better fan base. That's a lot louder. You guys want to prove to them that... And yo, Gladiators fans.
Oh, come on.
Feel free. I think we got this one in the bag, baby.
I don't know about this one, Malik.
For the fans, they're still charged up on this whole thing. We got another half to go, though. So let's get back into the matches right after the break. We'll see you then.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
There's a big line in the sand that divides Los Angeles right now.
Another battle for Los Angeles.
Nothing gets better than the battle for LA.
My favorite moment from the Battle of LA is probably the crowd and the fans on both sides.
Make some noise! It's time to get this party started!
It gets really loud in the arena. Quite crazy, actually. It always starts with like shields up versus wings up.
I think the Gladiators fans are probably just bandwagoners, but Valiant fans are just loyal.
You either look at purple, which is awesome, or you get puke green, which nobody wants.
Valiant will win in a 3-2 reverse sweep. Wow. Gladiators come back with a big reverse sweep.
I think the team that represents LA is the team that's won more battles for LA, and that's us.
Green and gold, take it to the Maximus. This city belongs to the Valiant.
We have the better colors, we have the better players, and we have the better record.
All of the marbles are on the line right here. Whoa! Space with the 3K throw, and there's a riptide to remember.
I mean, I think it'll be like a really close match. I think we'll come out on top, of course.
I think the fans should expect the Gladiators to win. Easy clap.
The number one thing that they can expect from Hydration is to choke like he always does.
KSF in space, they're garbage, they're gonna get rolled.
I mean, just look out. We're coming, bro.
Will it be shields up or will it be wings out?
They are so evenly matched right now, Hex. Even in the trash talk.
Yeah.
So hard to see.
They got the most mild-mannered guys from each team as well, but it just shows like
Hydration.
Yeah, there's a beast in each man. It rises when you put a rivalry in front of them, I suppose.
We have the better colors. It's like, damn, oh man, I gotta dodge that one. Congratulations, because we've actually got a match on our hands now between both of these teams. This is what we were hoping for. Likely we're gonna go to 4 now just because we had that draw on the second map. So going into it, we will have a substitution. Void coming back in for Sure 4.
Enter the Void, replacing Sure 4. Perhaps his team saw him play Reaper and then pulled him out. Probably not, though. The Gladiators actually have a history of running kind of a little off-meta hero, so Void's going to come back in, which means they very likely want to have a dedicated off-tank. We are going to Eichenwalde. which is our next map. And with the Gladiators up 1-0, this is a must-win for the Valiant.
Yeah, to stay in contention. And just to remind you all the positioning right now in the stage, you're not wrong. Sure, for Gladiators, better record right now. That is true. Gladiators look like the team have got a bit more going for them. The Valiant still figuring it out.
Yeah. 6-4 to 1-8. I mean, it's not really a competition there. Also, the Gladiators, I mean, they just seem like they're on the rise, that they're getting it together at the right time. It's one of the teams that can compete with the big boys. But like I said, it doesn't matter when you got the rivalry. The Valiant are going to come out here on offense. Very standard 3-3 composition. They will be fighting into what is that standard 3-3 composition on the defense.
You're right about that, the rivalry, but also the fact that neither of these teams have played this map yet this season. So we're going to see who has got the better practice, who feels a little bit more comfortable despite not having that experience on stage with this map.
Gladiators have to fall back right now. They lost Big Goose early. They want to be able to stay alive and sustain long enough to get him back in the fight. Of course, he should be rejoining very quickly. He's coming back in now, but now they've already lost Roar. Still down a man.
They just managed to cut Roar off. He tried to back off through the door. Nope, gets knocked out. And when you're cut off from the herd hex, it isn't pretty. Lions. There we go. It is going to be the full cap. Very quick work here for the Valiant. Ideal start for them. And now we're going to switch into the payload phase of this map. You capture that first point. Now you follow that progress bar along the top. You push that payload for the yellow little doohickey there at the end. Like an orangish yellow.
That's a technical term, though, doohickey.
Oh, is it?
No.
No, not at all. I mean, it's like a doohickey, a thingamajig. And it's also a fight because the Gladiators, they're not going to give up this easily. They're going to go charging right back in, and Roar dies again. What's happening?
It's been a little bit rough for Roar. There's shades of first three.
Whoa, whoa. Okay, then.
Decay thinks he can do it himself. He's going to get a lot of charge back up after trying to primal down that Winston. They are trading here.
He's lost KSF, but now he's Yaki's here with the Trent, so you're probably not going to lose anybody else on the Valiant side, and KSF has got the graph now as well. This could be difficult for the Gladiators.
Shaz just used Transcendence as well. This graph should go rather uncontested. Gonna be up to the man who just stepped in Void to try to matrix it.
This is where the mind games start kicking in between the Zarya and the D.Va. Who's going to crack first? KSF looking for it right now, but Void's positioning is solid, and he just chucks it out there. Okay, so he managed to get the grab down. Do they have the follow-up? Can they do the damage? And it's looking like they can. Valiant. Solid grab to get the job done, and they still hold on to a few ultimates for the next fight.
We've got some defensive ultimates, which is really important because Decay already has another Graviton Surge. We look at these numbers of charging all the time, and Sinatra's usually below a minute. On this map right now, Decay's at 41 seconds per Graviton Surge, which is unheard of. You won't be able to keep that pace, but it's gonna help them try to defend here and stabilize their defense.
Yeah, just plop it right down. Bring him into the fun, bring him into the party. Up there it is, manages to connect. Straight up, point blank, agility's gone immediately. Roar, gonna get chucked off this. Oh, what is that? And then Fate goes and takes the fight. It's Rhino and Ryan, they don't even care about the teams anymore. That's unreal.
I think they just had a gentleman's agreement to both walk away, both get out of there alive, maybe.
I'm pretty sure right now the kids up in Izayagi are like, Fate, what are you doing?
There is that small little bridge, I believe, designed just for instances like that. Right down in the corner is both Rhines. They try to do it Gladiator style. You know, 1v1 me, you know?
What does that say?
No one else
just spread his wings.
No one else has
away.
to get hurt, just 1v1 me, and we'll decide this right now.
If things could get started out like that more often.
Well, on the other side of things, Roar does have Earthshatter ready to go as the high ground fight commences. KSF is going to start it out with a grab. Decay down.
Immediately followed by the self-destruct. Brutal. That gets the job done all right. Big Goose eliminated immediately, and it's only Void. Kind of hard to hide a 2-ton mech, you know, so he's chilling back there.
Well, they are posturing up right outside this gate. I do believe they're going to go for a touch because they have Graviton, because they're going to have Shatter here. They want to get out there and fight yet again. Do just that.
They will get the contest. Downberry goes down. There's the Shatter thrown into the mix. Agility's laid out, but the heal's so good. He's still alive somehow. Forced out of the fight, though.
Everyone on Valiant is so low, and they will begin to fall. More importantly, Decay's able to hold on to that Graviton for next fight. This is stabilized defense now with 2 minutes remaining. And they can just hold this stairway too. You'd have to imagine that the Valiant would prefer to come up through Castle rather than going all the way around. Should have 2 more quality engages left in them to try to get second checkpoint.
Ziyaki has that Prince coming online. This will be the counter to K's grab. So fairly even fight ahead of us here. But Valiant elects to go the long way around. Some time getting wasted, or at least worn off that clock. Hell of a fire strike there from Roar.
Fades low, he has to get resources in it.
He's nearly got the Shatter online, so this could be the 1-2 combination.
So does Roar. It does seem like they want to try to find a different angle, though. Retreating, going through the castle. The most telegraphed rotation ever in history.
And they are just getting pummeled each way they try to make their way through here. It's just the door is closed. Now they're going to decide to go. Let's go. Rallies are used here. Hydration gets his online. Custo with the sound barrier to give his team a fighting chance. And there it is, the perfect grab thrown down. Shaz with the trance. Can they knock the shield out? Yes, they can. Boyd gets it done. 3 kills there off the self-destruct and a hard reset with 45 seconds on the clock for the Valiant.
That's it. How you draw it up. Graviton everyone. A perfect grab gets in behind, gets everyone locked up. Self-destruct goes in the air, and a little nudge towards the sky to displace the shields. Everyone blows up. Last good push here for the Los Angeles Valiant. They will have self-destruct of their own. They can rally in. They've got all of their big boy ults. They've got everything they need to win this fight.
Now it's a question of execution. And who's got the biggest nerves right now? Wrapping all the way around as a group, as a unit. Roar is ready for him.
I like this
there, got it back.
Come through the top at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna force him back onto the payload itself. There's the Shatter though. Everybody taking a nap, and this is brutal. 2 kills already. Self-destruct thrown over the top here from space. Is he gonna get any value? No, because nobody's on the payload. Custa, maybe 20 feet away.
It's a rough way to go. The Valiant backs up against it. They hold the record in Battle for Los Angeles. They're going to have to put it together on the next part of this map to stay alive.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Valiant not quite managing to pick up the second point on Eichenwald. They've now changed sides. It's the Gladiators on offense and the Valiant on defense. Both of them happen to be from Los Angeles.
Yeah, so, I mean, Los Angeles is going to win this match, for sure.
It's great. It's like a win-win situation, Hex. I love it when it works out that way. Everybody's a winner, in a way. So, we had it here. It was the end. The big shatter that just lays everybody out. 2 quick kills, and Custa just can't get to the point fast enough.
Yeah, Roar's kind of one of those guys that there's times where you're scratching your head, but then the big play potential he gives you that you're just okay with it most of the time. Well, the Valiant need their wings out. They're also going to need their shields up on this defense. They must prevent the Gladiators from getting to the second point, or the Gladiators will take a 2-0 lead with only one map remaining, and they will effectively win the series and win the Battle of Los Angeles.
Well, quick wrap here from the Gladiators. Bit of a change with the Batiste out as well. Instantly eliminated. No invulnerable players here. Thank you very much. Void getting DMAC isn't going to help things here for the Gladiators, though. Gonna have to work his way back up to it, and it's just not going to happen. KSF coming up with the goods. 2.5 kills, and there's the follow-up. KSF, man, he's just always Johnny on the spot for the Valiant. 83% on his ult already.
What do you think that stands for, KSF? Does it kill some fools?
I think so.
I was as quick as I could come up with something. It might just be his initials, but I actually prefer mine.
I like this too. I also blew my mind, when Doa's, he's dead on arrival. Yeah. I was like, what? I never occurred to me. And nobody was shocked.
Back to the drawing board. They can rally in here. Oh, huge eat. Void takes all of KSF's hard work into the Matrix.
Yeah, that's going to take the wind out of his sails. We've got the shield down, the window down here as well for abilities. Loads of damage could be dealt, but it's just the standoff now between both of these teams. And the Gladiators really exactly looking to cut somebody off from the pack. Happens to be Custa. He gets pinned to the wall. Some new modern art for you. Void just going to be body blocking him. Last second try and attempts there to delay, but it's not meant to be for the Valiant.
Space playing the sickly gazelle to the Gladiators lion herd. Hack, whatever it is. And they cut him off. That's a beautiful eat. As good as KSF did, to charge up that Graviton early, all for naught, literally goes into the void.
Oh, buddy, and now we already have a big fight going down. Looks like Void was able to join up once he managed to push the payload through to the door.
It's Pride Alliance.
Pride Alliance, yeah. For whatever reason, I just think of like Terry Tate, office linebacker, you got that guy running down the hallway. Or the Gladiators.
Yeah.
Terry Tate.
All right, so Agilities has the amplification matrix online. It's going to be really interesting to see where the Valiant set up on the defense here. So you can try to set up the high ground, but then it allows the Gladiators to rotate downward. Meanwhile, the cart is being pushed entirely this whole time.
So while the standoff is going, no worries, because, hey, Void can get up there immediately. Nicely done with the positioning there. Not going to fade off the high ground, leaves his team vulnerable. But it's not going to matter in the end. There are going to be too many kills for the Valiant.
3:30 on the clock, and I've been saying this several times in regards to the Gladiators, that it's still silver lining. They hold ultimates. It seems like they know when to fold better than many teams in the league. Okay, they used ults. They're probably going to beat us. Hold on, we'll win next fight. They're very patient in their play, and when there are those moments to attack, they find them and they exploit them. However, Valiant still have two very impactful ultimates up. Earth Shatter for Fates, Graviton Surge, hoping to hit the mark this time for KSF.
He just needs to keep an eye on Void, make sure he's not giving it away for free. Decay's got the grab as well. That's going to get thrown in. Space is keeping an eye on him as well. So it is that standoff, but this is where they're eventually going to have to commit to the fight. Izuyaki getting topped up, and Valiant just giving ground, allowing the Gladiators down onto the payload. You shall not pass. That's what's going on here with the Valiant. We're going to see it. Are they going to make it across the bridge?
I don't think you ever want to stand on the bridge when Big Goose is around.
Too close to the rally. That's it. It's the rally in now. They are nearly there. There's the grab. Thrown in by KSF. He gets topped up as well, looking for the damage on both sides. And it's going to be Void who comes up with the goods. Custa and KSF done. So nice hold, but now the Gladiators, they are on the home stretch. A couple of meters away. And
pretty much it. Shatter comes out just for style points. Custa's able to get to the cart, but that is a short-lived moment of glory. Your Los Angeles Gladiators are now holders of the crown for Battle of Los Angeles.
Redemption time, the job well done, and the Gladiators, well, turns out, Superfan was right. This is their turf now. Los Angeles Valiant, they will be playing this last map right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
During the break, the fans gathering together. This is how it goes down in the Blizzard Arena. You know, fans for sports, they throw things at each other. Here we give hugs.
No, I mean, it kind of depends on the rivalry, right? Like, Cubs and Brewers hate each other, but we're both Midwest, so we just all hang out in the parking lot afterwards. It's okay to have rivalries that are friendly rivalries. Now, I mean, like, Philadelphia, New York is a little bit different, a little bit of East Coast hostility, but all love here, all good here. Battle of LA is fun, and, you know, it's all just part of the big Overwatch family.
Didn't go the way of the Valiant today. Gladiators now hold the crown, and they're looking good over on that side. Hydration cracking some smiles. So it's a job well done today for the Gladiators, but we are not finished. There is still a final map to get into.
Got to give credit to Void, took a map off, and they drew on that one. Comes back and they win and lock up the series. The very important early Matrix onto the Graviton after KSF simply crushed a fight single-handedly, really took the wind out of their sails, the very final bomb over the top, and I always like to give credit to Divas. Not always the flashiest plays. Those are the flashiest ones you'll ever see, but also just in the right spot, at the right time, protecting your team, finishing kills. Void has had himself a pretty good set.
So we have the sub here for the Gladiators. Rippa going to be getting some playtime. Shaz going to be on the bench, so the legendary duo of Big Goose and Shaz will be separated for map situation.
Yeah, but they brought in another Finlander, so it doesn't matter. The Finnish code still stands. And yeah, it's good to see him get some playtime. I believe it's his first time on stage in the Overwatch League, so it's a good time to do it. You got the crowd there. It's still kind of some nerves on there, but you've already locked up the set as we move into Rialto.
And Rialto, a map that's been growing on you, Hex. Perhaps because of all the angles. I don't know. You know, sharp angles. You've got a sharp wit.
Are you calling me a square? Are you calling me a square, son? We're gonna have some words.
Oh, we'll take it outside.
I would lose that fight. Immediately.
Oh man, Gladiators on the defense, Valiant on the offense, and while the Valiant can just cut loose and start playing some damage dealers if they want.
So our last map was a hybrid. You had to unlock the payload before you can push it. Here, we just give you the payload for free, push it between the points. Each checkpoint will move your spawn forward, give you a little bit more time until you reach the very end here.
And a final point in front of...
Yeah, in beautiful Venice. A lot of water hazards here as, well, it is Venice.
Yeah, looking for the bridges, and again, you said it, you keep Big Goose into this Rialto, because Big Goose is always hunting for the boop angle.
Yeah, I think that if they tried to take Big Goose out, he would have just sat there. Someone would have had to forcibly remove him to not play Rialto.
But they're part of the strategy, it seems, for the Gladiators. Goose isn't going off on his own. It seems like they want to stick together as a unit.
Also, good luck moving Big Goose. Lives up to his name.
Yeah, the Goose. He's got some girth. Fate now. Moving on through, onto the high ground, and they're going to just kind of pummel their way down onto this Gladiators. It's like it's raining, you know, they're just trying to get under cover. And you have, sure enough, instant deletion on Roar. Great focus fire there on the side of the Valiant, but Fate pays for it with his life as well, so it's not done yet. Both main tanks down. Gladiators giving ground, though.
Yeah, just kind of being pushed all the way back, not really engaging. It's just one kill so far. And now Valiant are just kind of walking it in, waiting for their opponent to decide to play. There it is. Time to go now.
Yeah, trying to get in there now. Come on. Rip up playing on the angles right now, just looking for the volleys. Sure enough, he's working towards that trance. He's going to get it here very soon. Decides to use it instantly, hoping to just shut this down. But KSF, this is going to be a field day for him. If they survive this in a situation near the Valiant, KSF is going to have nothing to worry about when it comes to countering his grab. Multiple ults getting thrown in on the Valiant side as well.
Every ult getting thrown in, but there it is, the pop-up in the punish. If you were watching closely at the bar at the top of your screen, which indicates ultimate charge and when they have them, everybody smashed Q the moment they had ults. Rippa got their Q, Big Goose got their Q, Hydration got their Q, Decay got their Q. And everyone just hit it right away. Roar, out of character, is the only patient one on this team.
Yeah, and then throughout all of this chaos, KSF, he never throws the grab. So now they've got the grab to work with in this next fight. Let's see how the Valiant is going to be enough. Shatter gets thrown into wall, and there's the grab. However, it is certainly not panning out the way the Valiant was hoping for. 4 of them barely escape with their lives. And at this point, it's getting a bit dicey.
Custa's got the ultimate left, and on the other side of things, Decay nearing another Graviton surge.
Isayaki got removed. He wasn't quite able to float his way out of harm's way there.
So this is interesting. I wonder if it's a stylistic choice of where the Gladiators prefer to hold, or perhaps it's because the Valiant took an interesting angle on the first corner that the Gladiators were not prepared to hold there. They gave up a ton of ground early on, but since then, it has been all purple as 8 kills to 1.
I mean, Void is still hanging around the corner here. Could hear some footsteps, some movement. But they are eventually just going to make their way out. And this time around, no Gladiators there to greet them. At least nobody there to die for free. Rippa on the angles, and that is great space. The one to go ahead and get the D-Matrix on that grab. Decay going to be shaking his head in frustration. Just to stand back and admire the fight if you're a Zenyatta at this point. Rippa just getting to throw the balls in.
Rallies coming in both sides. Rippa might be holding on to this until the next grab comes. KSF nearing that right now. Decay just, it feels like he just chucked it and he's at 50%.
Oh yeah, but I mean KSF barely hanging in. There's the grab. Now we can set it up. And yep, just throws it out immediately. No hesitation on his side. Self-destructs everything all over the place. Out and out chaos here in this team fight. And it's just going for ages. Big Goose barely hangs on by a thread. Roar as well gets topped up by Hydration. And then it's finally space to catch Hydration out after all of that.
They're still not giving this one up just yet. There's going to be another grab momentarily. I'd be surprised, actually, if Decay holds onto this, but now with losses coming in, just gonna step into the drink.
Yeah, time to get out. 2.5 minutes on the clock as the Valiant pick up the first point. And yes, they do have Rally. They do have the grab for the next fight here on the side of the Gladiators. It looked like there was just a razor's edge tipping point where you're not quite sure yet.
It was a brief moment, but then I believe 2 kills came in. Decay saw that, was able to hold on to it. So we're gonna have grabs on both sides during the next fight. Both rallies are gonna be up. I mean, these fights have been going on so long that they use ults and then the ults are up for the next fight. So a wealth of abilities on both sides.
Now Rippa's been doing a great job as well. He's getting those trances pretty quickly, and here we go. Decay now point blank, gonna go ahead and melt them! And the Valiant wisely holding on to their ultimates. They know it's in the drink. Custa just threw himself in.
They're gonna have 5 going into the next fight, so they're in a pretty good spot. However, the other side, I mean, the Gladiators are not very far behind either. This one's just been about execution and timing. You know, we have the grab, we're gonna win this fight. We have the grab, we're not gonna win this fight. It's all about the divas right now too, trying to negate some of these. Gives you a big edge.
Rally on rally. Ooh, both nearly going off the side of the bridge, and that's Roar just throwing that shatter into a wall. That's not gonna really ban out. Still transfused by Rippa, keeping everybody healthy on the Gladiator side. It's Roar who got taken for a ride. And he is going to be the first to die in this fight. Bait nearly following suit.
He's got pretty good hops for a guy in 2 tons of armor.
Yeah.
Give him that.
I mean, that boat, what is it made out of? Looks like wood, and yet it somehow stops him from just crushing right through it. Okay, then. What's really happening, though, is that the Valiant, they've won the fight. Now they're making some real progress towards the second point. Yeah, 45 seconds on the clock.
They should push ahead a little bit further here so they can deny the stairway. You don't want to let the defenders get involved up there. 40 seconds remain, so the Valiant pretty much only have 1 push trying to get this checkpoint. That's a good open.
Yeah, that's a great opening, finding Hydration. That's a duel you definitely want to win, but the Gladiators are still going to commit. Big Goose with the sound barrier, looking for the fight. There's Decay with the grab, bringing him in. Can they find the kills? Could still be possible here for the Gladiators to stabilize, and they are going to make it happen.
It's not only possible, it's probable. Rippa was able to get the Transcendence going. He also did a ton of damage there, finished up a couple of kills. It's been a pretty good debut for the new purple Zenyatta.
Showing a good level, and there you go. You don't have a shield to save you, and that is going to be it. Nobody close enough to touch the point. And so a single point picked up.
That's where the payload will end. Not only measured in points, but by progress too. Makes it very difficult to draw on escort maps. And there's Hydration. Smiling on the inside is the new addition, Rippa. I think it's really smart to put Rippa in here, I really do, because the crowd's never gonna get bigger in this arena, packed arena, and there's really nothing to lose. So to get this stage rust off with absolutely no downside.
Exactly right.
Just really, really smart move.
We're gonna get a replay here of Roar's last shatter. Let's take a look. Yeah, oh, this is just him hunting.
Yep, the bridge the map is named after. I think he wanted Fate, really. Trying to assert dominance in the main tank. Lucio was an afterthought. Misses him, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's just cussed us. Wrong place, wrong time. Why me? Because you happened to be next to the hamster. You get it?
In harm's way.
But now this is an opportunity for the Gladiators to have some fun, potentially, with the compositions here.
I mean, the
Valiant on the defense.
Valiant would love to get a map here. Look, they're going to 1-9 in their first 10 games of the season. It's not great. You got to find small things that make you happy. Oh, we beat the Gladiators team. But you know, the weird thing about map 4s is even when you win in a lost series, it's like, I don't, was the other team really trying? But like, you have to start putting on like, the long goal of we do need these map differentials. We're not out of everything yet. Like, you really have to focus on the one minor thing. How do I play this round? And kind of look at the small picture rather than the big picture.
Well, Void right now, he's got to deal with that big shield. Headshot on space is only going to give more ult charge over to the Valiant healers. They're loving that.
I didn't even notice Void was on that Widow. Just momentarily as he will come in D.Va. D.Va's got all the mobility in the world to get back. See if the Valiant want to hold at first corner. It does seem like their approach. We shall see if the Gladiators try to go up top to push them off this. It does seem like the rotation as well.
And checking the high ground, making use of that mobility, the leap. Oh, yeah, exactly. Shield goes down. Now we're going to go ahead, get the fight going. Decay does focus down the invulnerability immediately, and Roar will be the one to get pushed out away from his team, and that'll cost him his life.
You're gonna have to back up now. You can't do anything without your Ryan Zarya combination. Losing one is bad enough. Losing both is certain death.
See, Cuss is just like, why'd you gotta do that? You robbed me, Fate. You robbed me. Gotta put him into the water.
They're holding grudges. KSF already has grab. Fate already has shatter. Agility's holding on to his own ults, so that's what a dominating first fight will do for you.
Exactly right. Gladiators, they got a little bit of ground to cover here, so they need to be patient. Start trying to farm this out. Valiant doing a good job of holding for now.
This grab might go on the corner. A lot of people do it right on the corner. I'm generally not a huge fan of it because sometimes it puts you out of Reinhardt hammer range. We'll see. It does usually prevent it from getting eaten at least.
It's really just keeping an eye on where Void is. Make sure that Void isn't going to be around to eat it. Eat the grab.
Well, right now you don't have to do anything. Gladiators are pushing. Now they finally drop down and make some attempted progress.
There we go. Void just slightly out. Roar with the follow-up, and there it is. That's the combo in its finest form.
Yeah, threw the shatter in there too, making sure there's no shield to happen. Gladiators push back to spawn. We're under 2 minutes now.
Oh, what a great stagger on Decay as well. Minute 50 on the clock. The Goose not going to get plucked just yet. Could happen in the next fight, though. I mean, the Gladiators right now are struggling.
Yeah, it's easy to think that the Gladiators are checked out here, but I think they shouldn't be because you'd also like to get Rippe's first win. Also, you know, you don't have the best map record in the world. You're going to go to 7-4, which is good, not great. You could use all the maps that you can get, and the Valiant have shown that you can beat them.
Agreed. Self-destruct goes down. And you're right, this is a must-win here. I mean, as far as when you get into the playoff contention, every time we have to break out the Abacus to see who's got which map, you know, going back and forth. So everything matters. So on the Gladiator side of things, it's also pride. I mean, come on, it's the battle for LA. You give them nothing, you take from them everything. That's how it has to go down.
I mean, Agility's snapping really well to this Batista. Pretty impressed with it. Another grab comes in from KSF. Rippa's got the Transcendence, keeps his team alive.
You know, Fate. Shatter there, boom, there we go. Do they get the follow-up though? Knocked out of it. Yes, sure enough. Valiant once again getting the job done.
Industry term of fatty shatty applies right there. 30 seconds remain for the Gladiators to try to salvage something on Rialto. Losing these hero plates not gonna help.
Nice try, Big Goose. Tried to punish him for you know, getting aggressive there with the...
Yeah, he got one. I'm sure Big Goose thinks he had a good map already now. Decay with the Graviton Surge, last best bet, but there are a lot of defensive ultimates up for the Valiant. Seems like they will at least put a number on the board unless the Gladiators bring out something we haven't seen yet on Rialto. Some effort.
Possible. The sound barrier there to lead the way. This is going to be the start of the fight. Decay's holding on to his grab. They're definitely aware of it on the side of the Valiant. There's a chance now with the rally over the top. Trances mirrored on both sides. This could set it up now for Decay. Well, Decay didn't. It's like KSF who's got the grab now, who could actually go ahead and end the party here for the Gladiators. Sure enough, going to bring him in. Fate's going to go down. Decay is next, and this is shaping up nicely here for the defense. The Valiant getting the job done. Yeah, KSF is going to be finding Void. There isn't a whole lot that Roar can hope to do here without any support to back him up. It's going to be the self-destruct Hail Mary. Everybody just stand in the way. Nope. Removed. And it's the Valiant that win the final map of the series. The Gladiators, though, walk away with the series win.
A small consolation met with somewhat tepid applause. Valiant fans, you can do better than that for your team. Gladiators fans will walk away from the victory here in Los Angeles. The battle for LA goes purple this time around.
They now wear the crown. And now you can hear it, yep, the chant. That's what it's about. Win or lose, your team gave it their all. You should be cheering, you should be getting up there, making some noise for them. Because right now, the Valiant, they still have quite a bit of work to do in terms of figuring out how to get on. This is, like you said at the beginning of this match, X, right? They have the pieces of the puzzle. They just need to figure out how to fit them together.
It has been so close, and their losses are all to pretty good teams for the most part. They finally got that 0 off the board, but the Gladiators were going to be a tough test for them no matter what. Gladiators are a top 4 team in the league, in my opinion. But let's go down to the floor. We've got Danny with Big Goose.
Thank you guys very much. Everybody, shields up, Gladiators, and make some noise for Big Goose. Woo! Amazing job today. Battle of LA is always so hype. Now, Big Goose, in your opinion, what makes this LA rivalry so special, and what does it mean to you to win in the Battle of LA fight?
Obviously, it means a lot. We get to thank all of our fans for winning the Battle of LA, and it makes it more exciting when there's 2 teams battling for the same city.
That is true. That is very true. And also, talking about the fans, you know, you have not only the Valiant fans, but all of your Gladiators fans it's joining you and the team right now. Do you have any message for them? And if you could maybe flex a little bit of your Korean skills for them, that would be pretty awesome.
I just want to thank all of our fans who can attend here, both sides. It's amazing playing always the Battle of LA. 감사합니다.
All right, thank you so much. How about for the Valiant fans? Do you have any message for them?
Next time, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
You heard the man. Everybody, give it up for Big Goose one more time. Samurai X, back to you guys.
Thank you, Danny, and thank you, Goose. And yes, maybe next time, X. Maybe next time for the Valiant.
There's always next time.
There's always next time. No, the Valiant, they're really gonna figure it out. But let's go ahead and take a look at our player of the match now. Love the winning teams in general, pretty often, but it is going to be that. Brought to you by Owned by HP. Void, player of the match.
Enter the Void. You know, it's you said, you know, they did on drawing that map, they took him out. This Diva play is so important. Look, he's part of that big combination, right? But it is important where you put those bombs. And good Divas, you almost never notice they exist anyway. He's doing so much on the other side of things. The bombs were great. Most importantly, I think that early Graviton Matrix probably put them in great position to win Eichenwald and thus the series because it was so good. But you could talk about almost anyone on the Gladiators, but I wanted to give some credit to Void. Because also when I was looking at the stats across it, everyone had like 5, 4s, and 3s. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Who's got the one death? And it was Void. Staying alive as Diva is really important because you're not feeding over that extra ultimate charge as well. Void, just overall, rock solid game.
Standout player. Glad to see him hitting the level that we expect of him and that his team do as well. That's going to be it from us here as far as the matches are concerned, but Watch Point will be coming up next. Ren, Josh, Zoe, and Malik getting up to their antics and breaking down today's matches, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right there after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, man, what's up?
You need anything for today?
Nah, man, I think I'm set.
Big day today, man?
Yeah, huge. Let's play some Overwatch.